If you do that, we're putting a 200% tariff on everything that you want to sell into the United States.
The car market is in shock after Trump's latest groundbreaking announcement. This unexpected move has sent ripples through the global auto industry, leaving manufacturers scrambling to adapt and sparking heated debates worldwide. Automakers like Toyota, BMW, and Volkswagen are scrambling to adapt, while American companies prepare for an industry-wide shakeup. But what led Trump to make this dramatic decision? How will foreign automakers handle the challenge? But what does this mean for you and your wallet? What's happening? Imagine waking up to a world where every car on the road, no matter the make or model, must be manufactured entirely on American soil. This is not a speculative policy or a far-fetched idea. It is a bold and shocking declaration from former President Donald Trump. The mandate, which calls for all vehicles sold in the United States to be fully produced domestically, has sent seismic waves through the automotive industry. Decades, globalization has been the backbone of the automotive sector, allowing companies to optimize production costs by spreading operations across various countries. Cars sold in the United States often rely on parts and labor sourced from Europe, Asia, and Latin America. This global network has driven efficiency and innovation, but it has also led to the outsourcing of American jobs and the closure of countless manufacturing plants. Trump's mandate aims to reverse this trend completely, prioritizing American workers and domestic production. What makes this mandate even more significant is its scope. Unlike previous policies aimed at incentivizing domestic production, Trump's declaration is absolute. It does not allow for partial compliance or gradual implementation. Every car sold in the US must be made in America, down to its smallest components. This sets the stage for a dramatic transformation, one that could redefine not only the automotive industry, but also the broader economic landscape. Economic nationalism and American manufacturing. At the heart of Trump's mandate is a vision for economic nationalism, a belief that prioritizing domestic production can restore America's industrial might. For decades, the United States has witnessed the decline of its manufacturing sector, with factories closing and jobs moving overseas. This shift has been particularly devastating for regions like the Rust Belt, where cities like Detroit, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh were once synonymous with industrial prosperity. Trump's policy aims to reverse this decline by forcing automakers to bring production back to American soil. The potential benefits are clear. New factories could create thousands of jobs, boost local economies, and revitalize communities that have long suffered from deindustrialization. States like Michigan, Ohio, and South Carolina, which already have a strong manufacturing presence, could see a resurgence in economic activity as automakers invest in new facilities and infrastructure. However, the feasibility of this vision is far from certain. Modern automotive manufacturing is highly automated, meaning that while production may increase, job creation could fall short of expectations. Many factories rely on robotics and advanced technologies to streamline operations, reducing the need for human labor. Moreover, American workers must adapt to these high-tech environments, requiring significant investment in education and workforce development. Critics also argue that the policy prioritizes political rhetoric over economic practicality. Forcing automakers to relocate production will undoubtedly drive up costs, which could be passed on to consumers. Additionally, the policy risks alienating international trade partners, potentially sparking a trade war that could harm other sectors of the US economy. Despite these challenges, the mandate has struck a chord with many Americans. It represents a nostalgic vision of a bygone era when American manufacturing was the envy of the world. For Trump's supporters, it is a rallying cry for reclaiming the country's industrial heritage and putting America first. But while the promise of revitalized manufacturing excites some, the potential implications for American consumers paint a more complicated picture. Higher prices, fewer choices. The impact of the mandate on American consumers cannot be overstated. By requiring all cars sold in the US to be produced domestically, automakers will face significantly higher production costs. These costs are unlikely to be absorbed by the companies themselves and will almost certainly be passed on to consumers in the form of higher car prices. And lower income families, this could be a significant financial burden. The average cost of a new car in the United States is already high, with prices for some models exceeding $50,000. Under the mandate, these prices could rise by several $1,000s, making it even more difficult for many Americans to afford a new vehicle. Beyond higher costs, consumers may also face fewer choices. Automakers, in an effort to streamline production and reduce expenses, may focus on high-volume models at the expense of niche or luxury offerings. This could lead to a homogenization of the market, with fewer options for buyers seeking specialized features or designs. The policy also raises questions about the future of electric vehicles. While many automakers are transitioning to EVs to meet consumer demand and environmental standards, the mandate could slow this progress. Domestic production of EV batteries and components requires significant investment in infrastructure and supply chains, which could delay the rollout of new models. For consumers eager to adopt greener technologies, this could be a frustrating setback. Despite these concerns, there is a silver lining for some. The mandate aligns with the values of many Americans who prioritize supporting domestic industries and creating jobs. For these consumers, the higher prices and limited options may be worth the trade-off if it means contributing to the revitalization of American manufacturing. As consumers grapple with the implications of this mandate, its ripple effects on global trade and sustainability are beginning to unfold. Trade tensions and global realignment. Trump's sweeping automotive mandate has done more than disrupt the industry. It has ignited a fierce reshuffling of global trade relations. Countries that have long relied on exporting vehicles to the United States now find themselves in an uncomfortable position. Germany, Japan, South Korea, and even China have voiced strong opposition, branding the policy as overtly protectionist and a violation of free trade principles. The ripple effect is already evident. Germany, home to some of the world's leading automakers like BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Volkswagen, views the policy as a direct economic assault. German officials have called for emergency meetings with European Union leaders to devise a collective response, including the possibility of retaliatory tariffs. The EU has hinted at placing duties on iconic American exports like agricultural goods and industrial machinery. Japan, another key player in the automotive sector, faces a unique challenge. Japanese automakers like Toyota, Honda, and Nissan have invested billions of dollars in their US operations, yet they remain reliant on parts and vehicles produced in Japan. The mandate places them at a crossroads: either comply at great cost or risk losing their foothold in the US market. Diplomatic tensions between Japan and the United States are rising, with Tokyo warning that the policy could destabilize the long-standing economic partnership between the two nations. China, already embroiled in a trade war with the United States, sees Trump's mandate as both a challenge and an opportunity. While the policy threatens Chinese automakers seeking to penetrate the US market, it also opens the door for China to dominate other regions where American exports may lose ground due to retaliatory measures. China is doubling down on its Belt and Road Initiative, seeking to strengthen ties with emerging markets and reduce reliance on US trade. The consequences of these escalating trade tensions are far-reaching. The global automotive supply chain, which depends on interconnected economies, now faces significant disruption. From increased production costs to delays in vehicle availability, the fallout could reshape the industry for decades. Moreover, as countries prepare for retaliatory measures, the broader global economy teeters on the edge of further instability. As trade tensions rise, another critical element comes into focus: America's ability to source the raw materials needed for its automotive transformation. Resource independence and sustainability. One of the most ambitious elements of Trump's automotive mandate is its emphasis on resource independence. To meet the policy's requirements, the United States must ramp up domestic production of critical components, particularly for electric vehicles. This means sourcing essential materials like lithium, cobalt, and nickel, key ingredients for EV batteries, domestically or through allied nations. The challenge is daunting. Currently, the vast majority of the world's lithium and cobalt comes from countries like China, Australia, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The United States, while rich in natural resources, lacks the infrastructure and mining operations necessary to compete on a global scale. Developing these resources domestically would require years of investment, environmental approvals, and workforce training. Environmental sustainability adds another layer of complexity. Mining operations are often associated with significant ecological damage, including deforestation, water contamination, and greenhouse gas emissions. Critics argue that ramping up domestic mining could contradict broader climate goals, especially as the US pledges to reduce carbon emissions. In response, policymakers and automakers are exploring alternatives. One potential solution lies in recycling and repurposing existing materials. Companies like Redwood Materials are leading the way, developing processes to reclaim lithium and other elements from old batteries and electronics. This approach not only reduces the environmental impact of mining, but also creates a circular economy that could lower production costs over time. At the same time, automakers are innovating with new battery technologies. Solid-state batteries, which use less cobalt and lithium, are emerging as a viable alternative. These batteries promise longer ranges, faster charging times, and reduced reliance on scarce resources. If scaled effectively, such advancements could align with Trump's vision for domestic production while addressing sustainability concerns. While resource independence is critical, the broader industry must also adapt to this new reality, forcing companies to innovate like never before. Startups versus industry giants. The mandate has created a high-stakes battlefield between automotive startups and industry giants. Smaller companies like Rivian and Lucid Motors, known for their innovative approaches to electric vehicles, are struggling to navigate the new regulatory landscape. Unlike established players, these startups rely heavily on global supply chains to source parts and materials. Meeting the domestic production requirement would necessitate significant investment, an obstacle that many may not overcome. For Rivian, which has positioned itself as a leader in the electric truck and SUV market, the mandate forces a strategic pivot. The company is now exploring partnerships with American suppliers to localize its production. However, scaling these efforts quickly enough to meet demand presents a monumental challenge. Lucid Motors, which specializes in luxury EVs, faces similar hurdles. The company's reliance on high-end materials and advanced manufacturing techniques makes compliance costly and complex. Meanwhile, industry giants like Ford and General Motors are leveraging their scale to dominate this new landscape. Ford, for example, has already begun expanding its US facilities, with plans to increase production of electric F-Series trucks. General Motors is investing heavily in EV battery plants in Michigan and Ohio, aiming to position itself as a leader in American-made electric vehicles. These companies have the resources and infrastructure to adapt, giving them a significant advantage over smaller competitors. Tesla, often seen as the poster child of American innovation, is uniquely positioned to thrive. With most of its production already based in the US, Tesla is less affected by the mandate. However, the company faces challenges in sourcing materials like lithium and nickel domestically. To address this, Tesla is investing in partnerships with American mining companies and exploring new battery technologies. The competition between startups and giants underscores a larger trend. Innovation is no longer optional. It is a necessity. Whether through advancements in manufacturing, materials, or supply chains, the companies that adapt fastest will shape the future of the industry, but innovation alone won't be enough. Success in this new era will also depend on reimagining how cars are built and delivered to consumers. High-tech manufacturing and supply chain innovations. As automakers scramble to comply with Trump's mandate, the industry is undergoing a technological revolution. High-tech manufacturing processes, including artificial intelligence, robotics, and automation, are becoming essential tools for reducing costs and increasing efficiency. AI-driven systems are being used to optimize production lines, predict maintenance needs, and improve quality control. Companies like Ford and BMW are deploying smart factories that use real-time data to streamline operations. These advancements not only reduce costs, but also enhance flexibility, allowing manufacturers to quickly adapt to changes in demand or regulations. Supply chain innovation is another critical area of focus. Automakers are rethinking how they source and transport parts to mitigate the risks posed by tariffs and trade disruptions. Some companies are investing in vertical integration, bringing more of their supply chains in-house to ensure greater control and cost efficiency. Others are exploring local partnerships to develop regional supply networks that align with the mandate. One notable example is General Motors' partnership with LG Energy Solution to build a series of EV battery plants in the United States. This collaboration not only supports compliance with the mandate, but also positions GM as a leader in the transition to electric vehicles. Despite these advancements, challenges remain. Building high-tech factories and supply chains requires significant upfront investment, which could strain resources and delay production timelines. Additionally, automakers must navigate the complexities of integrating new technologies into existing operations, balancing innovation with reliability. While the industry grapples with technological transformation, the implications of this mandate extend far beyond factories and supply chains, reaching into the very fabric of American cities and communities. Urban manufacturing rebirth. Trump's mandate has inadvertently sparked a resurgence of urban manufacturing. Once declining cities like Detroit, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh are seeing new life as automakers invest in domestic production to meet the new requirements. These cities, once known as the backbone of American industry, are now positioned to reclaim their status as manufacturing hubs. Public-private partnerships have played a critical role in this revival. Local governments are working alongside automakers to create incentives, such as tax breaks and grants, to attract factories and supply chain operations. Detroit, for example, has seen significant investment from General Motors, which announced plans to convert an old factory into an electric vehicle production hub. Meanwhile, Ford is expanding its facilities in Dearborn, Michigan, to increase production of its iconic F-Series trucks. However, this resurgence comes with challenges. Balancing the growth of manufacturing with sustainability goals is a pressing concern for city planners. Factories, while creating jobs, can contribute to pollution and strain local infrastructure. Cities must invest in green technologies and efficient urban planning to ensure that manufacturing growth does not come at the expense of environmental health. Despite these challenges, the benefits of urban manufacturing are clear. These initiatives bring jobs to areas that have long struggled with unemployment and economic stagnation. Moreover, the focus on high-tech production means that many of these jobs are in advanced manufacturing, offering higher wages and requiring specialized skills. This transformation marks a pivotal moment for urban America, blending traditional industry with modern innovation. As cities adapt to this manufacturing revival, innovations in mobility are reshaping how Americans move through urban spaces. Mobility innovations transforming cities. The push for domestic production is not just changing how cars are made, it's also reshaping how they are used. Urban areas are increasingly adopting shared mobility solutions, such as electric buses, autonomous shuttles, and ride-sharing platforms to reduce congestion and improve efficiency. This shift is being accelerated by automakers' investments in electric and autonomous vehicle technologies. Electric buses are leading the charge in cities like Los Angeles, New York, and Seattle, where municipal governments are transitioning their fleets to reduce emissions. These buses, produced domestically under the new mandate, align with sustainability goals while creating jobs in manufacturing and maintenance. Similarly, autonomous shuttles are being tested in cities like Phoenix and Pittsburgh, offering a glimpse into the future of urban transit. Ride-sharing companies like Uber and Lyft are also adapting to the new landscape by expanding their EV fleet. These companies are partnering with automakers to provide affordable lease options for drivers, ensuring compliance with Trump's mandate while promoting sustainable transportation. However, these advancements come with challenges. Integrating new mobility solutions into existing infrastructure requires significant investment and planning. Cities must build charging stations, update public transit systems, and address concerns about data privacy and cybersecurity in autonomous vehicles. Moreover, the shift towards shared mobility raises questions about the future of car ownership and its impact on the automotive industry. Despite these challenges, the benefits of mobility innovations are undeniable. Reduced congestion, lower emissions, and increased accessibility are transforming cities into more livable and sustainable spaces. As these trends continue to evolve, the role of automakers in shaping urban mobility will become even more critical. While these changes reshape American cities, the global automotive race is heating up, with international competitors vying to adapt and thrive in this new landscape. The new automotive race. Trump's mandate has not only reshaped the US automotive market, but also set off a fierce global competition. Automakers worldwide are scrambling to adapt, with countries like China, Germany, and Japan leading the charge to maintain their dominance in the industry. This race is driving unprecedented innovation as companies seek to balance compliance with US policies and their global ambitions. China, the world's largest automotive market, is doubling down on its electric vehicle production to stay competitive. Companies like BYD and NIO are expanding their operations and investing in advanced battery technologies to meet both domestic and international demand. The Chinese government is also supporting these efforts through subsidies and incentives, positioning the country as a leader in the global EV market. Germany, home to luxury brands like BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Audi, is focusing on engineering excellence to differentiate itself. These companies are developing high-performance EVs and autonomous driving technologies to maintain their reputation for quality and innovation. Meanwhile, Japan is leveraging its expertise in hybrid technologies and hydrogen fuel cells, with Toyota and Honda leading the charge. The global race is not without its challenges. Automakers must navigate complex trade relations, rising production costs, and shifting consumer preferences. The pressure to innovate is higher than ever, with companies investing billions in research and development to stay ahead of the competition. While automakers navigate this intense global competition, the long-term impact of these changes on consumers and the industry remains to be seen. Winners, losers, and long-term impacts. The effects of Trump's mandate will reverberate across the automotive industry for years to come, creating clear winners and losers. Domestic automakers like Ford and General Motors, which have invested heavily in US-based production, are well positioned to thrive under the new rules. Their commitment to domestic manufacturing aligns with the policy's requirements, giving them a competitive edge. On the other hand, foreign automakers face significant challenges. Companies like BMW, Toyota, and Volkswagen must overhaul their operations to comply, incurring substantial costs and risking delays in production. Smaller startups, which lack the resources of industry giants, may struggle to survive in this new environment. For consumers, the long-term impact is a mixed bag. On the positive side, the mandate could lead to a greater variety of American-made vehicles, fostering a sense of national pride and supporting domestic jobs. However, the increased cost of compliance for automakers is likely to result in higher car prices, making vehicles less affordable for middle and lower income families. The industry itself is poised for significant restructuring. Consolidation among automakers and suppliers is likely as companies seek to pool resources and reduce costs. This could lead to fewer independent brands and a more homogenized market. However, the focus on innovation and sustainability promises to bring exciting advancements, from cleaner technologies to more efficient production methods. As the dust settles, the focus shifts to the future, how emerging trends and technologies will redefine the automotive industry and its role in society. The rise of subscription models in automotive sales. The traditional model of car ownership is undergoing a transformation, with subscription services emerging as a compelling alternative. Automakers are increasingly offering subscription-based plans that provide access to vehicles without the long-term commitment of purchasing or leasing. These services cater to consumers seeking flexibility, convenience, and access to the latest models without the burdens of ownership. Companies like Volvo, Porsche, and BMW are leading this shift, offering programs that allow subscribers to swap vehicles based on their needs. For example, a consumer could drive an SUV for a family road trip one week and a sedan for a business meeting the next. These plans often include insurance, maintenance, and roadside assistance, making them an all-in-one solution for modern mobility. Subscription models also appeal to younger consumers who prioritize experiences over ownership. This trend aligns with the broader shift toward a sharing economy where access trumps possession. However, challenges remain, including high costs and limited availability in certain regions. As the automotive industry embraces this trend, subscription services could become a cornerstone of the market, offering a new way to experience mobility while fostering brand loyalty. While subscription models offer new possibilities, advancements in autonomous technology are reshaping the future of mobility itself. The role of autonomous vehicles in the future of mobility. Autonomous vehicles are poised to revolutionize the way we travel, and their integration into Trump's vision for the automotive industry could accelerate this transformation. Self-driving cars promise to enhance safety, reduce traffic congestion, and improve accessibility for individuals who cannot drive, such as the elderly or disabled. Automakers and tech companies are investing heavily in AV development. Tesla, Waymo, and General Motors' Cruise division are at the forefront of this race, testing autonomous technologies across various environments. These vehicles rely on artificial intelligence, advanced sensors, and real-time data processing to navigate roads safely and efficiently. However, regulatory challenges and public skepticism remain significant hurdles. Concerns about liability and accidents, cybersecurity risks, and the potential displacement of professional drivers have slowed widespread adoption. Policymakers must work closely with industry leaders to establish clear guidelines that balance innovation with safety. Despite these challenges, autonomous vehicles represent the next frontier in mobility, offering a glimpse into a future where cars drive themselves, freeing up time for passengers and reducing the environmental impact of transportation. As AVs redefine mobility, green technologies are transforming the very fabric of how vehicles are designed and produced. The future of green technologies. Sustainability is no longer optional, it's a necessity. Automakers are racing to develop green technologies that reduce the environmental impact of vehicles, from production to disposal. These advancements are reshaping automotive engineering, prioritizing eco-friendly materials, cleaner energy sources, and circular economy principles. Bio-based plastics, recycled aluminum, and sustainable textiles are becoming staples in car manufacturing. For example, Ford has experimented with using soy soy-based foam for car seats, while Tesla has introduced vegan leather interiors. These materials not only reduce waste, but also align with consumer demand for environmentally conscious products. The shift toward electric vehicles is another critical component of this transformation. Solid-state batteries, hydrogen fuel cells, and vehicle-to-grid technologies are revolutionizing how energy is stored and utilized. These innovations promise longer ranges, faster charging times, and reduced reliance on rare earth materials, addressing some of the biggest challenges facing the EV market. Automakers are also adopting circular economy principles, focusing on recycling and repurposing vehicle components to minimize waste. Companies like BMW and Renault are leading the way, designing cars with end-of-life recycling in mind, ensuring that materials can be reused in future production cycles. These green technologies are not just about meeting regulatory requirements, they are shaping the future of mobility, creating vehicles that are cleaner, smarter, and more sustainable. With these emerging trends reshaping the automotive landscape, the industry is poised for a future defined by innovation, sustainability, and adaptability. The automotive industry is standing at a crossroads, navigating the challenges and opportunities of Trump's bold mandate. From urban transformations to green technologies and subscription models, the future of cars is being redefined before our eyes. What do you think about these sweeping changes? Do you see these trends as a step forward, or do you think the challenges outweigh the benefits? Are you excited about the rise of subscription models, autonomous vehicles, and sustainable engineering? We want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts, opinions, and predictions in the comments below. Your voice matters, and we'd love to start a conversation about the future of mobility.